So right now we will talk about two things, Docker images and what are Docker containers, and next I will also tell you about installing the Docker in this video itself. So I thought to make a separate video of it, but I thought to combine it up, so it really makes sense since we will be talking about the same in the Docker itself. Okay, so first thing first, what is the Docker images? So if I show you, this is a Docker image which I'm currently showing you. It's looking bad, but I've tried to show as good as possible. Okay, see, this is what the Docker image actually look like. So this is actually the only one which we will be building on, and the thing is, this is what we actually share with the developers. And this images is just like a blueprint of containers which will be developed after we run it, like what we call it as spinning in this field. Actually, let's say if someone says I want to spin this image, so it really means that they want to create a new container of that from that image. So it's just like a DNA of what that container will be like, and that container will be running our application independently and isolated also. So I know things are quite sounding very messy, but it's very easy, believe me. So as I said, it's a blueprint of the container, of what the container will be. So it contains the application code, images, application code, C commands, and all the runtime environments. So one more thing, these images are read only, so that means once I have shared this, it can't be edited. And at the same time, if I tell you one more thing, this is the yellow one which you are seeing here is just an example how it will be. So let's say it has node 17, the source code and the dependencies with that. So this is what an image file which is actually shared to all the developers. Okay, so if I scroll down so you can have it. So see, once these images are shared with the developers or the team of developers, or let's say even you who is actually building this, so what you do is they run it, and this will basically create a container. And this is how, like, once you spin this image, it will create a Docker container. And this Docker container, if you can see, this is a running instance of the image which runs our whole application, whatever we have written here. I will show you also a sample how the Docker images really looks like, so wait. So here's the thing, if you see here, this is what it looks like. I will just show you down below. So if I click here and I just minimize it, so you can, yep, now things look good. So this is our sample Docker image file. This is what we actually sends to other team members, and they just run this configuration or DNA or slash the image, what I'm talking about, and then the same part they will be working on. So the thing is, if I'm giving a particular version, let's say from Ubuntu 12.04, so they will be running also the same only, and the program code which you are sharing with them, and you're telling that this program code works on this, and here's the image file, you can also test it out. So they will just download this image file, they will convert it into what I say container, and they will be running their own operating, what I say, in running instance, and this will be, and your app will be running there. So here's a sample, like first image version, like from Ubuntu, then the maintainer email and environment variable. If you can see, I've written it here. This is what it will contain, blueprint. Like, let's keep it like this, comment, and then run can execute. Like, this is all the commands which are running in here, and then it will also install the dependencies. So these are all run on during instance, and then they will be installing Python. Okay, and here can you see this? So they are also adding the version, okay, so this is what start open port, and this is the port which is internal port, like 888. So whenever the Docker is run on a particular server, it will be, let's say, you have a given IP, then it will be running on, let's say, 888. It's what it means, something. And yeah, so here we go. So this is what actually a Docker image will look like. And so from here, so a summary, we create as an image file, then we create a container and find, like, that's the stage 2, and that's what where our application runs, and this containers are runs independently. Now if I talk about installing Docker, guys, so there are a few things which we really want to talk. So installing Docker is quite complex for Windows. Right now I'm working on Mac, so I haven't faced that complex issue yet, but I have heard that it's quite complex, but no worries, they have given a beautiful documentation. So I will share the link. Wait, I just show you. So here we go. So here's the thing. So if you can see here, this is where they have installed instructions, like all install instructions are here. So if you find any problem, you can have a look here. But if I go from like, if I show you Docker, if I show you the home page, like I just show you, yep, so this is the home. So what we have to install is Docker desktop is what we really need. Another thing which we really don't care. Okay, so this is what we need. So installation for the Apple is very straightforward. You click on it, you will see, you know, everything down here. You just install it. So the installation for Apple is very straightforward, but when it comes to Windows, there is something called WSL2 that you have to install. That is basically a Linux version which will be running on your Windows. And then you also have to install Ubuntu, sorry, not a Linux version, Ubuntu version, sorry. And that then of course you have to install it from the Microsoft store itself, Ubuntu. I will just also show you very quick summary, like see for Windows, and and here's the thing is, WSL is not actually required on most of the Windows, but let's say for some kernel version it doesn't support. So see, if you click on this, it will start the exe. But here's the thing, it has written that, you know, for like you have to install this W2SL backend. Here is the very nice like installation instruction. So I will you can just install it after the exe has been installed, and then you can run it. So if you face any difficulties during installing, you can just let me know, because I haven't tried installing it yet, because I have right now MacBook. Previously I was using Windows, of course, but I just got MacBook, so that's why. But yeah, if you face any problem, just comment below. I will try to help as much as I can. But yeah, what I right now is known, like you can see the instruction here directly. It's very straightforward. And yeah, so once you have installed, we can run the Docker, and this is how it will look like. It's coming up, I think. Yeah, so this is what coming. So this is a free version. So let's say when you, like, for the company, like let's say if you have more than 250 employees, you have to take the premium version, but right now we don't really need it. Okay, so if you remember, I've talked about images, right? Then containers and volumes also I will come up now. So like you can see, whatever I have talked really makes sense. Okay, this is all the image, if you can see, and then there is a container which actually can, like, see, if I go inside this container, you can see, you know, MySQL, Redis, all are there. I just show you one, like all, if you can see here, right? So these are all containers, 7 containers inside there. And then there is an image which we basically run it, like have it, and this is what actually makes it to the, what I say, containers. And here is where we run our application. So I will just take you a quick tour in the next videos. Be connected. So yeah, thank you.